She is my rock. Drink water, y'all piss me stinking.
It's just different.
I remember one time I went in the bathroom behind this lady. Cause like
We bringing this up again?
the after stall, like there's an after stall usage smell, right? There's a residual smell that is left in any stall, no matter what you do in there. And I find that we've talked about this before. When I go in there behind black women, it smells different. Perfect example. I go to the gym today. The location I go to versus the location I used to go to, two different things. Today when I walked in the gym, did it smell like gym? Yes. But there were so many black people and there was an essence of cocoa butter. Like literally, there was like the sweetness in the air. When I go to the other one, it's predominantly black, but they don't wash their ass. So when I went in there, it smelled like Chuck E. Cheese. So that's why I moved to this location. If you ever been into a Chuck E. Cheese, a Jeepers, anything kid related where the kids take their shoes off, you know the smell I'm talking about. I find sometimes that when I go into like a Walmart bathroom or like if you ever been to like Golden Corral, there's a essence left in them stalls that gives very much Chuck E. Cheese. But the fact that it's coming from your crotch
It's crazy.
is concerning. You see what I'm saying? So drink your water. I say all that to say, drink water because your piss fucking stinks. And it's affecting the way that your labia, your ball sack, your urethra, it's just affecting the smells down there. And it's cold outside. So for you to smell like this is super concerning because right now it's supposed to freeze the funk. But right now, y'all ass be stinking real bad. It really be stinking. And I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with y'all being funky, specifically in the wintertime. When it's hot outside a little bit, I can kind of understand your ass stinking because, right, you sweating. It's hot, heat, humidity. Things are, there's something contributing. There's a contributing factor to the funk.
Yeah.
But what the fuck is what's the problem?
We won't get into that later because I kind of just added that because I thought about that for a second too.
Okay, because I'm concerned. Yeah. Period.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
You know what? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Period. Because period. Welcome to another episode of Jaded and Evolving. I am one of your hosts, Big Mama. I'm getting my shirt soon. Don't even worry about it.
She is.
I'm your hostess, Chakras.
And I am your other hostess, Natasha.
Period. We in this bitch.
How are you, bitch? Finna get crunk the fuck.
Listen, I feel like we talked for a decent amount of time yesterday. We also talk a lot in general. So asking you how your week has been is kind of weird because I just saw you too. New Year's just passed. So
literally just at your house.
From that day until now, how's your New Year's been? How's the top of the year been?
I think it was very dumb for me to have to go to work for 2 days.
I agree.
And then they're preparing for the kids to be out on Monday. Y'all will be seeing this after. We might still be on a snow day.
Niggas really could still be in the crib. Yeah,
they're trying to make sure that the kids got work. So my week has been decent. The first day back, I was zooted. Okay, I was just like, I'm not about to do this sober. No. The next day, I went through the day sober and it was fine. I just had to prepare for the kids to be home, which meant that I had to do a lot of passing out stuff.
Like a lot of footwork.
Yeah, it was a lot. But I had help, which shout out to all the people at my job that willingly helped me. Like when I'm just like, hey, can you help me with this? And they're like, yeah, sure, of course. I'm like,
I was just saying this yesterday. I put it in the Discord where I was like, there's nothing worse than a coworker that don't do shit. Like when you have somebody who's willing to assist you, great. Like we at work, we in this bitch. You got a question, I got a question. You feel me? Like we can help each other. There's nothing worse than a coworker that don't do shit.
And it's not like anybody has to help me because I am the only tech person in my building. Right. So it's like, y'all don't have to help me. But
one tech person for a whole establishment, like a whole venue, is kind of crazy.
That's pretty crazy. I can get help. Like, so supervisor, he was just like, do you need help like with this part? And I was just like, no, because it's literally half of what everybody else had to do. But
and one black woman's bare minimum is everybody else's
and that's
maximum.
literally what I showed one of the coworkers. I was like, you see how ain't nobody coming here, even though I have half of the work, but I'm still getting this shit done. And then I turned around and was like, can y'all help me pass it out? Like,
that's it.
Everything else is done.
Just pass it out.
Just help me pass it out. And they were willing. So shout out to them.
Hell yeah. The lady on my job got fired. Shout out to her. I don't think she'll ever see this, but yeah,
nobody at my job sees it except for the cool people.
She at first I felt bad for her, right? Because this is the one where I thought somebody was punching her lights out. And if that still is the case, then this is a way deeper issue, right? Because I don't know if that's the case. Bringing light to the situation.
Sorry.
She just really pissed me off because I got her workload after the fact. And when I tell you she ain't done shit.
We knew that already though.
But okay,
that's the fuck.
There's a difference in bare minimum work, because bare minimum work means, specifically for my job, you send an email inquiring about something, they send you the status of that back. If it's rejected for any reason or if something needs to happen with it, that's in the email. This bitch would not do shit past that email. So we would send what we needed out to the customer. Can you confirm that everything's been received? Blah, 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 whatever. And they'll say like, no, all the hardware hasn't been received. Oh, all the software hasn't been received. Oh, like the client hasn't agreed. Something fell through with the contract, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
That goes to either supply chain, that goes to like somebody, it don't stay with us, right? In the finance department. Finance has done their part. This gets pushed back out. She wouldn't even push it back out. I could understand if it stalled with them, but they're not even aware of the problem. Mm-mm. So now you holding me up, bitch. And girl, she just pissed me off so bad. And now I can't get into one of the portals that the bitch used to use. So my supervisor has access to her email, right? We have this thing called like Mimecast or some shit like that, where you can pull like the account. So I'm like, hey, if I send you this forgot password thing, he brought it up. He was like, do the forget password thing. So I reached back out to him. I said, hey, if I do this forget password thing or forget username thing, it should kick to the email. We should be able to reset it, right? He's like, yeah. I sent it. He goes, no, nothing. I go, okay, but try again. He goes, no, nothing. So now I think that she had the shit going to her personal fucking email.
Oh, shit.
Now, granted, you can't do anything with it. Like it would literally just be kicking it. Maybe she had to send to her like phone number or whatever the case may be. But the job, I was a contractor at first. She had been working directly for them. So I know for a fact that they gave you a phone number like they gave me a phone number. They gave you an email just like they gave me an email. There's no reason to use our personal information. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm like, again, if this is a situation where it's a darker situation where there's something going on in our household, my bad. Like, honestly, if it's not the case and you
wish
just...
you well.
Right, and you just being a bitch, like you just not doing what the fuck you're supposed to do, fuck you, okay? Fuck you specifically, because I watched your ass every meeting lay in the bed with the blanket across your chest like you didn't give a fuck. And now the workload is reflecting that you don't give a fuck, like you didn't give a fuck. And to know that they were probably paying you a cool grip to not give a fuck and you got away with it for so long.
Insane.
It definitely pisses me off. I ain't even gonna hold you. It definitely pisses me off. If you are that type of coworker, fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, that's been the bane of my existence this week. Is just
the extra work.
I have about, I don't know, maybe like $3 million that I'm concerned about. I have like $9 million, somewhere close to like 12.
Jesus Christ. They ain't split that up amongst.
They did. That's the problem.
Jesus.
This is split. So like our job works with like service based things and then just like what they call enterprise. So I'm on the enterprise side. Enterprise is way bigger than the services side. So there's like 4 of us compared to I think 3 on their side. There's like 4 or 5 of us. There's 3 on that side. And then you have billers and then you have billers / collectors and then just collectors, right? She was a biller / collector. So her billing and her collections was pushed out to the other biller / collections. So we all are swamped at the moment. And then it was end of month. So we're dealing with like having to close out shit. Then the government was getting ready to shut down. Like, and then this bitch was in the house. I could just picture the bitch in the house, like in the bed with that dumbass cup. Girl, if you see this, fuck you. Like real shit, fuck you. She pissed me off.
And what I tell you, they should have paid you more. And now they giving you more work. And want to talk about something. Oh, this is our starting salary. Fuck your starting salary.
You
I
know
worked
what?
here as a contractor before. Like,
specifically because of the genre of work that I'm in, I'll take the base salary right now. I will.
fuck it.
But I'm 100% keeping a track record of everything that it is that I do.
Yeah.
So that when merits and shit do come around, it's like,
I took on somebody else.
not just that.
I know
Before
what
I
the
even
fuck I'm
worked here,
doing.
before I even worked here,
You've
you had
had
me posting.
several-
You had me
oh,
posting
shit,
your
yeah.
payments. You had me posting your money each day. Don't.
Double my salary right now.
You ain't even got to
me get a
double it. You
raise.
could just put a little shit on it.
1.5.
If you want to time and a half it, like if you want to give me my salary plus time and a half, I'll take, like you said, 1.5. I'll take that. I'll take that. You don't have to double it, because then you're gonna ask for more. You're gonna ask for me to do more,
You're already doing more though, so don't ask me to do no more than what the fuck I'm doing. 'cause
which
I'm
is
already
crazy
doing
because
more.
every day I feel like not that I'm not
You're
doing
not doing
enough.
a
I just
lot.
feel like I don't be doing shit. It's such an easy. I don't know. People say that.
same with my job.
Yeah, people say that what we do, right, is difficult. I don't think that what we do for work is. When I think
When
about
you've
what
been
other
in it
people
for
have
a
to
while,
do, yeah,
I feel like it's like okay, this is pretty easy. But when you are new,
yeah,
because when I first started in IT, I was very fucking nervous. Like,
same.
but with my first job, it was more so like a internship. It was
Okay.
a real job, but it felt like an internship to me
Mm-hmm.
because it's just like it was the basic stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I already know how to like set up a computer. Like, what you
Yeah.
mean? I set up the one for my family. Like, I
All
set
the
up my
time,
family.
right.
But now we busting open the goddamn computer and we taking out the motherboard.
Now it's
and we
getting
putting-
sticky
and
in
I'm
this
like,
bitch, yeah.
And now we gotta do the for certain devices you gotta do a whole RMA shim image and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
Steps.
Literally. Like
Steps.
it was very intimidating when they first came to me. They were like, all right, so you're gonna train with the other manager, and it's basically so she can get her morning back. She does a lot. When we first open in the morning, we have basically where like work is being pushed out so that it can be invoiced. So like it's gone to the government, it's gone to whoever, like they got their shit. It's just a matter of getting them to pay us now, right? Services have been rendered, people have been assigned. It's a whole thing. So when in the mornings, that 8 to 9 or really 8 to 10 is some serious shit, because she don't deal with like little contracts. Like she deal with like $30 million contracts. $267,000 ain't shit to me. $1 million ain't shit to me.
Damn.
30 million comes with way more work. It's way more paperwork. It's way more everything.
So.
So when they were like, we're going to get you to post the payments, that was so intimidating at first, because I'm like, one, I don't know what all goes into posting money. And then two, I mean, you can always fix anything.
Yeah.
But one wrong push of a button and
Now they
temporarily
got
that
on your
money's
back,
gone.
yeah.
And they not sending $2-3. They not even sending $200, $300. I think last week alone I saw a payment for like $8 million. So when you see that you're responsible for making sure that $8 million goes to where it's supposed to go to, it's scary. It's really scary at first. And I was like, I'm going to fuck this up. And now it's just remembering like codes. It's remembering like a lot of codes. It's a lot of like muscle memory. And now we're using Scribe. So I'm making my own like SOPs and shit to share and to put in the system. I love the fact that I can teach white people shit. I'd be like, hey, did y'all know about Scribe? And they're like,
That's why they should pay more.
they're like, bitch, what's Scribe? I said, hold that thought. I'm coming down your block right now.
Coming down your block hot.
Literally. But that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about any of this. This is just us shooting the shit. We have bigger shit to worry about, okay? There is a bitch ass nigga apocalypse happening.
Ban
It's getting bad.
part 2.
It's getting bad. It's getting bad. If you have not seen our first episode of Bitch Ass Nigga or Ban, go back and watch that episode. I think it was like that was a while ago too. Like episode 20.
It was your birthday.
Ah, so that's literally like
around
6
your
months ago.
birthday,
Yeah, so that's a while back. Go back and watch that first episode.
Because T was on there.
Yeah, it's getting bad out here, y'all. I fear that the dating pool is a lot shittier
Than what people thought it was.
and I fear like if you are single, specifically a single woman, these niggas out here are on some whole other shit. Like,
and not saying that there's no good ones, because of course there's always good ones.
oh, of course.
Before you're like, not all men. We know. We know.
The
Nigga,
problem
if you gotta
is,
say that,
is
there's a
that
problem.
the problem is that, right, talking about the good men don't bring the good men out, right? It doesn't do anything.
Because then they just complain like, well, what do you bring to the table? And it's just like,
oh, well, that's not a good man. I'm not. If you're a good man, you're not asking me shit
that's
about a
what they be
table.
thinking, though.
No, I don't know. Who?
No, I'm saying like the ones that are just like, once you start talking about a good man, then they're just like, well,
I'm not going to talk to any.
with
I
being a
refuse
good man
to talk to a man about another man.
True.
Because why are we doing this? You're gay at that point. And because, right? If I'm talking to a man about another man and his ability to provide and all of that other shit, you're a gay man. I would assume. Down low, that's your business. But what I'm saying is, I think that, right, not having the conversation of bringing attention to the creepiness that's happening. A lot of this shit is being ignored because there's a very thin line between being fine and being corny. Like, if some fine shit, because that's the word nowadays, if the fine shit is doing some shit that's not usual,
yeah,
he's a little quirky. He's a little peculiar. You've never experienced anything like this before. But 6 months down the line, you recognize that, no, this is a normal fucking behavior for this nigga,
shit.
and this nigga is weird. Jonathan Majors is the perfect example of that. When Jonathan Majors first came out,
he was not fine.
he was fine to the aunties.
No, he had to gain muscle to get fine.
You think so?
Did you not see them pictures when he was skinny?
When
he looked like a Muppet.
When Jonathan Majors,
like the long,
I'm talking about like when he first hit, like when Jonathan Majors, like when his
you
not Creed,
about,
right before
Lovecraft
Creed.
Country.
Yes. So around that, he was fine. You feel me? Like they was giving him his flowers. Jonathan Majors, he was on the front of Essence. He was doing all these things. All it took was for the shit that went down with his ex-girlfriend, his ex-wife, whoever that white woman was, to literally flip the switch.
I think it's the fact that he went for a white woman.
I don't know, because
I feel like if he would have dated a secure black woman, that would have got nipped in the bud. Like, the fuck are you doing? Like,
see, but this my right. That's my thing. I don't want my good sis, right, y'all, to come into contact with that type of behavior like that, in general. Because, like I was telling you the other day, all it takes is for a nigga to grab your wrist weird one time for you to know that nigga's abusive. That's it. Yeah. All it takes is for him to say something out his mouth where if you ignore it, you'll chuckle at it. You'll be like, oh, but these niggas be serious as fuck. No, like they be strong. They be real ass fucking serious. When niggas is like, this my pussy. No, he mean it. Like he really think that you are a piece of property. Sir. Like the whole Trey Songz thing we were talking about, right? Everybody was ignoring the fact that Trey Songz put Keke Palmer in the closet.
And then come to find out he's really like kidnapping.
He's really a weirdo.
Like he invites the women over and then it's just like, no, you
and
can't
then he
go.
Assaults them. That's somebody get Olivia Benson on the phone. That is concerning. And again, the problem that lies with this is because when I think about Trey Songz, when I think about Jonathan Majors, granted, they're not conventionally attractive men.
Trey Songz is pretty conventionally
but they have a following, right? And at one point it was a cult-like following of support. Pussy is out there. Why do you have to be weird about it? Why do you have to be weird about getting a pussy? Like, I think about that in podcasting because we've been around men in podcasting. There are some men who are just a man behind a mic, right? They have the goal of, trying to just push whatever it is that they're doing. Marquise is a great example of that. From Keeping It a Bean, he's a great example of just having, regular conversation. And when you meet him in person, the nigga's not weird. Andre, perfect example. We just did a pod with him. We were two women in a room with a man. Never once did he make us feel uncomfortable. Never once did it. And I don't know if it has to do with maybe like if you're attracted to the person, right? Because if you're in a room with somebody that you find physically attractive, it might cause you to act a little more different. A little different. And stuff like that. But to be weird.
There's a border.
It's a thin line, right? Thin line. Because there are certain things.
Corny, because I like corny. I
like a good corny nigga.
Like that's the main thing. That's really the main thing when you are a little corny, because corny can be seen as such a bad thing. But if you're telling jokes and I'm laughing and it's just like these are some like basic ass jokes, but like you making it funny. but everybody else is like, what the fuck? Like, that's corny. Like, because I'm the only one finding this shit funny. And it's not only because I like you, but it's because it's like your execution of the fucking joke might be really good.
Or even your behavior in general, right? Like, I remember
if you start dancing in the middle, that might be in the middle of the market with me. Like, that might be seen as
just about
corny.
to say that. Like, the first nigga to kick it off at a party, right? He the first nigga to hit the dance floor. They kind of like this corny ass nigga, corny, you know?
But the bitch is gonna be like, oh, okay, it's time
or the
to
nigga
dance.
who buys the 4 women at the bar a shot. Sometimes people think that that's corny behavior. Like, like
the
what
men
are you
that
doing?
give up a seat even.
That's corny, right? But I respect that level of corny. The level of corny I can't fuck with is when you buy the shot and then you walk over, you like, ladies,
and then you expecting something.
That's
weird. When it gets creepy.
It's weird.
The corny to creepy
that pipeline
is like, it's so close. It's so close.
There's no wiggle room.
Just be a funny guy. And you don't have to be a creepy guy.
But don't try to be funny. Just be yourself.
Funny, and I mean, when I'm saying, like, don't try to be funny, don't try to be a fucking comedian. Like, don't be out here trying to do a whole fucking set. Cause it's
like don't feel like
I only want to laugh, but so much.
Don't feel like you have to have these comedic punchlines in conversation, or you have to like flex. Like I know for a lot of men, right? Their self-worth is tied to their net worth. Mm-hmm. So when you making some money and you feeling up, you start to feel yourself. Yeah, cool. The problem lies when you like, yeah, this a Miri right here. You feel me? Yeah, you feel me? Balenciaga on the feet, but I didn't ask you that.
I don't even be looking at niggas' shoes for real.
I didn't ask you. This is not the Met Gala. I'm not a reporter. I don't have a camera in your face asking you who you're wearing. I'm not Joan Rivers. Why are we doing this? It's, again, when you are attractive for any reason, whether it be in energy or just in aesthetics in general, like you don't have to do the most because your aesthetic speaks for itself, right? You come out the gate and you just like, they like, oh, he's dope. When I first met Trey Songz, right? And I met Trey Songz as a young girl. Like at 17 years old, I went to a concert here in Baltimore. It was at the arena. I think at the time it was called the Mariner Point Arena or something like that. The first Mariner Arena. Trey Songz was here. It was a couple people that were in concert, and I was with this program through the Deltas, right? Through like the actual like DST, Delta Sigma Theta. They had a journalism lady that was there, and then some of us got the opportunity to actually go. And I remember going with, I don't know if we went with the program or if we went with the lady. I just remember we were backstage, and we could ask Trey Songz a question. Like everybody had one question they could ask. It was like 5 or 6 of us. And I remember him being shirtless, and this girl was feeding him grapes. And I just vividly remember being
in front of teenagers.
And again, this is not,
y'all
that's
were
you
children.
For real. Again, he didn't do shit to us. He wasn't.
But y'all were kids.
So that's what, again, that's what made it weird.
A little bit too sexual in front of kids.
That's what made it
and
weird.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like if you at the concert, you already know what's gonna happen. Like just like if you go see Chris Brown and he like,
but we also in his dressing room. This your space. This is what you do. But to your point, we're 17.
Put a shirt on. You know kids are coming to see you.
And don't get me wrong.
I like
to see Trey Songz nipples. You feel me? At the time, I was a big Trey Songz fan. He had like his boxer showing a little bit. Like, was I attracted to him? Yes. Did I have any business being attracted to him? No. I'm 17. But he never, and again, let me make this clear. There was no, he never tried to flirt with any of us. He was very professional when we were asking questions. It was a very awkward experience. Yeah. So when I heard that he put Keke Palmer in the closet, everybody was like, what? Keke Palmer's tripping. No, I watched this nigga be fed grapes backstage at a concert once with his nipples out. I don't put shit past him. I don't put nothing past him. This nigga also moans a lot when he sing. I don't put shit past. You feel me? Can't help my way. Like he's the Anita Baker.
He has a song with a whole sex part at the end.
And unfortunately, that's my shit. That is my shit. I don't need nobody more than you. I just need that. Again, so when you find out that the same person who makes these songs be like inside, you find out that they creepy. You find out that it fucks the whole thing up. It fucked the whole vibe up. I haven't
listened to Trey Songz since that incident, and I have listened to him recently, and I was like, damn, like, can I actually tell people that I'm listening to him? Because this might fuck up my opportunities with people if they know that I'm listening to this man.
What's the difference? And there is a difference. Because what's the difference between him and R. Kelly? You see what I'm saying? Again, there's a very thin line. And I'm not saying Trey
there is a
Songz
difference.
will put a bitch in a cage, but if you will put a woman in a closet, who's to say that you...
Because there is a difference to me, because one was with kids,
Again,
children.
and that's the other thing that pisses me off, because at one point
then
in your childhood, do you not remember women throwing their bras and panties on stage for R. Kelly? Why are you dealing with children when pussy comes a dime a dozen? Why are you sexually assaulting women when pussy comes a dime a dozen?
It because
I don't
get it.
All right.
My bad. I don't get it. The thing that pops up in my mind when that is usually brought up is the fact that he was also molested. Like, it is a thing that you need to go to therapy for to get corrected. Like, once you are messed with, once you get messed with as a child, it does mess up your like brain chemistry. Like, you think that shit is normal.
Yeah, but again,
there are people out here
exactly
that don't mess with kids that have been touched as a child. Like, I don't look at kids. Like, that shit is disgusting. Like, I have nieces and nephews where I'm just like, you good? Like, it makes me hyper protective. Like, when I hear kids playing, I actually need to like go. I'll be like,
yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's
like,
a little.
It makes me more attentive. With some people, it's like R. Kelly is like, I don't
have any.
It's kind of weird.
I don't have any remorse for him specifically. Like, I don't have any remorse for R. Kelly because he had resource. So that's where what you're saying. I could and not excuse it, but I can understand it deeper when this is happening in the marginalized community and you don't know about therapy, right? You don't know that these resources are available. R. Kelly at the time of touching on children was making a couple $100,000 a year.
Was therapy for black people back then?
Yes. No, it was for celebrities specifically, because back then everybody, if you didn't have a therapist, you had Oprah, you had Ayala Van Zandt was working with celebrities back then. She just didn't have a show. You had PR representatives, you had managers, you had people around you.
But then you have people that are accepting it, being apologists for it, because it's just like,
so you have to make the cognitive decision to say, let me go surround myself with the people that are holding me accountable. R. Kelly didn't want to be held accountable. Trey Songz doesn't want to be held accountable. Jonathan Majors didn't want to be held accountable. The only time these niggas get held accountable is in court. The only time Diddy was held accountable was in court. So I don't have it for you niggas. I don't. I think that at a point, right, when I was younger, and when I say younger, I mean like not even really that young, right? Maybe early 20s. There was a lore about Diddy for a second where I'm like, it's something about this nigga. Like he looked like a dinosaur in the face, but you feel me? Like, he got traction. He has charisma. He's moving. To find out that you was doing the type of shit that you baby or all kinds of shit, that shit is weird. You don't have to. It blows me because I'm just like, nigga, you don't have to do that. Like, you just don't.
And another thing. For you niggas on TikTok that's selling this fucking Diddy oil, y'all are fucking disgusting.
I'm sorry,
bro.
what?
You ain't.
No, I haven't.
It's literally baby oil, but it says Diddy oil. And I'm like, are y'all okay? Are y'all look on TikTok. Diddy oil. It's a whole page and everything. And I'm like, that's why TikTok is getting fucking canceled. Cause what the fuck? Cause why would y'all allow such? Literally
hold on, because we real quick. hold on, because I gotta make sure this don't go nowhere. Let me make sure I get this young man's name, because I have the perfect example. Yeah, okay, because I got the perfect example of
a weirdo.
Of not a weirdo, of somebody who's taking it at the very moment. And baby, if he offer, although I love my husband deeply, I'm gonna offer him some. All right, Diddy oil is a moisturizing product available in the TikTok shop.
Why would y'all do that? That's not funny.
I can't even address that because y'all just pissed me off.
That's not cool.
Aaron motherfucking Pierre Mufasa did Rebel Ridge. Don't say shit about my brother. Listen, don't say shit about my brother, okay?
What did you say about my brother?
Because if my God in heaven and in hell, listen,
when God made that man.
Did you what? He walking down to Jennifer Hudson and he got that
when he was like doing it.
That video got 18 million views, and I think I might
bet
be
it did.
8 million of them views. I didn't watch that shit so
I
many
watched it a little bit because I was like,
times.
I can't get enamored with this man right
He's
now.
taking it. He's taking it's people. That's why I'm like, again, fine shit. That motherfucker fine. You don't have to. Why do you have to try to take the ass when you could probably get damn near any ass that?
I guess that's not fun.
I guess that's not. I guess the chase isn't
not
fun.
fun when like
Just tell the hoe you want.
The chase is fun.
Role playing existing. Walk up on the bitch and be like, listen, right now you don't know me. And if she seem a little, you feel me, like, what are we talking about? We role playing, baby. Go with it. That's because you can do that. You can do that. You can do that. But when you weird, you can't do that. When you not conventionally attractive, even when you medium ugly, right? Like, because I love me a medium ugly nigga. When you are medium ugly.
That's the problem.
So that's the thing. But even then, if you ugly as fuck, but you got charisma and you not weird, you might not. You feel me? You might not get the first woman, but if you keep trying throughout the night, you gonna go home with something. The fact that y'all be weird is, I don't get it, because I personally know some women who like will have said in spaces and places when we find out that a nigga is weird or whatever, it's just like, oh, I didn't know he was weird like that. Like, cause like I was trying to fuck with him. Like I was trying to fuck him. Like you feel me? I gave him his number. I gave him my number. So it's like, just know that we see y'all. Like we know that y'all are weird. Like we peep the shit.
Even when you don't think anybody sees that shit.
We're taking note of it. And we're talking about it amongst ourselves as women. Even the ones that are off the market, like we're married, ones that are in relationships.
Even the women that seem dumb. They be seeing that. They just ignore it.
And that's why we're having the conversation around those same like dumb women, again, air quotes, so that they know. It's because it's okay to be oblivious.
I want to say air quote dumb women as in women that are not in the know.
Yeah, oblivious. Women are very just gullible. They didn't have their daddies in their life. They didn't have a male figure in their life,
or they really just don't get it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
don't get it.
You didn't have
those people around you.
You didn't have the male figure in your life that was drilling that shit into you. Like you.
Shout out to my uncle that passed away not too long ago, because he was definitely just like, make sure that when you out. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't just going on. Don't throw ass to the first nigga that hold the door open to you. You know, for you. Don't let any man like come up to you and talk to you crazy.
Yeah, my daddy always made sure, right? Like my dad is a very charismatic nigga. Like he just feel himself a little too much. But my dad has never been a creep.
No,
my dad can get some shit off. Like my dad has said some shit to women where I'm just like,
are you?
If you was ugly, she probably would have punched you smooth in your shit. He could get that off. You feel me?
Your
like
dad is the epitome of the corny guy. Like he's
the corny guy where it works. Like
he's
my
not
daddy
always
is
seeking for a punchline, but he always got a story.
And
it's always funny to me.
He's literally like the corniest of the corny. But it works. Like that's why I think that's why my stepmom loves him so much, because my mama just be like, it's just him for real. Like I don't know.
He that nigga.
He that nigga. I don't know what to do with him. I don't know why he say the shit out his mouth, but he could get that shit off. My uncles, right? My brother. There have been enough niggas in my life where they just be doing shit. I've watched them dog women out. I watched them, you feel me, get in arguments with women. I watched them do it, but I've never seen them put their hands on a woman. I've never seen them assault a woman. Like I don't have those problems. So when I come across men,
even with not seeing it, you've never
heard of it.
Like, because the women that they have around, they never are like, nah, because you did this and you did that.
I ain't
like,
never had to put pants on around an uncle. I ain't never had to make sure that I got, you feel me? I ain't got to make sure that I got a bra on. They're not looking at me. I don't understand how, again, because I'm going back to being, but it was
because
it was
I've
something
been in that. Yeah.
So for somebody
who's never, it's
why,
like, okay,
why put a woman in general? Why put a woman in a situation where she is uncomfortable when it is your sole responsibility as a man to ensure that things are copacetic around this bitch? Again, that's not a rule that we made up. Y'all made that rule up. Like men made that rule that y'all was supposed to be the overseer and the leader.
All I'm saying is back in the days there were women that were like head over their communities.
And you ain't heard shit.
And the men would take orders from them.
And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen with women. I'm not.
Of course.
That's not what we just not talking about them right now. There's a whole separate conversation that need to be had about corny bitches, like, or some real shit. But
Pick-me's. That's mainly what that is. Pick-me's.
But they usually, and because I ain't really seen too many of them. They don't really be fine for real. Like they don't be.
I feel like
They don't be fine for real. They don't. Like, pick me women don't
I feel
be.
like those are the women.
They don't be fine for real.
Every time I go on Twitter, because I'm never going to call it X on purpose. Every time I go on Twitter and they're talking about poly relationships and they be like, y'all niggas is never fine. Those are the type of ones that you talking about. I've seen fine poly couples. I feel like they
but
just
they don't be
playing.
Right. They don't be a problem.
I feel like they be playing.
They don't, actual poly
they
couples.
really just be, the cute ones be minding
out the
their
way.
own fucking, actually no, that's a lie because.
Who you know?
On TikTok, they just be weird. The one guy that had their wife and then the girlfriends kept switching out. But that was creepy.
That nigga was fine and he was creepy. Mm-hmm. It started as charisma because it always starts that way, especially with like YouTube couples, any couples.
He's a talker.
He starts with charisma. You start talking to him. Perfect example. I used to fuck with this nigga years ago, right? I've talked about it. I don't remember if I talked about it on Patreon. I've talked about it like in passing. If you go back, you'll see like photos of us together, episodes, all that shit, right? When I first met that nigga, charismatic as fuck. Charismatic as fuck. Fucked with him. Everything was great. Like for the time that we was talking. That nigga's a corn ball. The corniest of the corn. Corn on the cob, if you will. Like he is the corniest of niggas. And now every time I see him, every time he posts, every time like I have him blocked on everything, but this nigga will literally make like pages of his own page. He'll make his own fan pages. Like that's how weird he is. But when I was 25 and gullible in this new dating game, like, right?
Oh my God.
It didn't take long for me to see the corny. Like the charisma is still there. The nigga's still charismatic to this day. But if you're not smart, you'll ignore the fact as though he's corny and he's creepy. He's creepy.
He's also a podcaster, so it's
so do you see?
Like
it's
you
not that
have no choice
it's a
but
fine
to be
fucking line.
You have no choice but to be charismatic to a certain extent if you're going to be in front of a fucking.
And he don't have not guessed the first now, and it makes sense. Nobody wants to work with you anymore because everybody found out that you're a cornball.
Look at Joe Budden.
Cornball, and now he had to go behind a paywall. And again,
and he's locked up. I think they came and got him. Because he won't be walking around fucking naked.
With his dick out, yes, in his apartment building.
Trying to go in his neighbor's
house. Sorry, he was trying to go in her house. Or in her apartment. I don't know
if it was a woman or a man.
So
I can't sit up here and be like, yeah, it was a woman. He was walking through the hallways naked and tried to go on one of his neighbors.
I didn't know it was that deep.
I don't know if he was on drugs or not. I'm not.
I didn't know it was that deep from what I had heard or what I had read and what I had heard, like, you know, the Twitter streets, that it was just like, they call it lewdness, right? Yeah. He was just ass naked. Just like, I think he went to like, I don't know if they were saying he went to go get his mail or whatever the case may be, but whatever he was doing, he was treating it like it was
a fucking robe on to go get your mail.
It was like he was a daily, but again, I will say that Joe Budden is one of them niggas where when you think about it, he feels invincible. He feels like can't nobody touch him. He feels like,
I don't know
he's the god of it all.
He got caught quick. Like this incident was not that long. It was November. He got caught before the New Year.
Because now people are not excusing it.
Nigga for real.
Because people aren't excusing it anymore. I won't sit here and say that Joe Budden is not an attractive man. I won't deny that. Again, if we going based on aesthetics, for me personally, I like a bald nigga. So like,
I love bald men. He's just not my type.
Joe Budden to me, he's tall. You feel like he's
okay. My bad. Only because I know how he be talking.
See, that's what I'm saying. If you separate it, Joe Budden, exactly. But he's corny. He's corny and he's creepy. And you don't have to do this kind of shit when you look like that.
You don't.
When you look like Trey Songz, you don't have to do that. When you look like Jonathan Majors, you don't have to do that. To an extent, it has never been the case for me, but when you look like R. Kelly, you don't have to do that. Bill Cosby, when you don't. Jeffrey Epstein, when I think about the weird niggas, aesthetically, they on the money. When they open up their mouth in the beginning, they on the money. If you ignore all of the signs, though, you get caught up quick.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because they don't have to do that. Again, pussy come a dime a dozen. Pussy comes a dime a dozen. When all of these people were getting outed and all the shit was going on, it was so many women being like, well, if all he wanted was some pussy, like he could have just asked me. And again, they were joking, but they're serious. Because how many instances, how many situations have some of these women been in, right? Where they've been in rooms with these niggas and they probably are pressing them, but they're not impressed because there is no chase. And because these niggas have a certain level of power, the chase is a little different. So the chase isn't, oh, she's not interested. The chase is she's not interested at all. So now I have to try to convince her to be interested. And if I can't convince her, I'm going to take it. This is a power thing. That's gross. That's gross. You got the money. You technically have the power if you think about it, right? You have the affluence, you have the influence, you have the supporters, you have the financial structure, you have it. Wow. You're just mentally fucked up. Which is why they say, like, you can't ignore your mental health no matter how much you have, right? No matter how much money you have, no matter how much influence you have, you can't ignore that shit. It's unfortunate because Jonathan Majors is a good-looking man. Joe Budden is a good-looking man. Trey Songz fine as fuck. But y'all niggas is weird. A lot of these podcast niggas, y'all fine as fuck. Y'all just weird. Stop being fucking weird. I don't understand. And for a lot of y'all, it's too late. You're just known as the weird motherfucker now. You just don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Unfortunately, in this day and age, your looks will actually get you pretty fucking far. So you don't have to do that. And yet, and still, y'all do it. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't take it back. Y'all are weird. Y'all out here sexually assaulting people. It's one thing when you say some weird shit. Yeah. And, you know, like, if you say, like, you know, like fat bitches. Like, okay, you can have a change of heart. But when you out here talking about, like, you know, groping people, when you talk about sexual assault, all those things, like, you can't come back from that. You
like,
can't.
I don't.
You can't come back from
like Kai Cenat's homeboy.
Kai Cenat, homie. What he did?
Okay.
You see how I just get every time you tell me something, I'm like,
what? The light skinned one that's always
the one
his
he
food.
Just always excited all the time.
He just got and then the other one, the fine one. The fine
Duke Dennis? Yes. No.
He got a minor pregnant.
He got who pregnant?
He got a minor pregnant.
God damn!
They saying it's not the truth, but it's a
case.
I
hope not, because Duke did.
It's a case. It's a whole case. Yeah. He fine as hell.
Duke?
Fine. The only fine one in that.
Why?
But
why? We was just talking about this earlier. You know who taking it? Who corny and fine and taking it? Ruler, he got it. Ruler, y'all might say the Ruler's not conventionally attractive. Ruler got a fucking video out now, and I'm saying this because I'm sure that this little boy, because he's still a young man to me. I'm 31. He's like 23. This is a child, technically. Yeah. But I can say this because he grown. This motherfucker got a video the other day with his tall, lanky ass with this black shirt on. I think it's black. I don't know. It's a sleeveless shirt. He doing this little dance. Right now you getting drunk, calling me your man. Now you getting drunk, twerking with you, and I'm like, now you getting drunk. Hold on, Ruler. Now we getting drunk. You feel me? Even the whole thing that happened recently where he fell out with some TikTok niggas. You feel me? Them niggas. Day later, him and Arrington, shout out to him too, because he's another one where he corny. He's not conventionally attractive, but these niggas look good. Like it's the charisma will take you wherever the looks feel like can. That about
Manny?
With Manny.
No,
Manny is not attractive to me personally because he's from Baltimore.
He's not from here. That's what annoys the fuck out of me. He's not from here.
He's too Baltimore for me. He's too Baltimore.
Not from here. That's the only thing that does not. I'm like, you not Baltimore to you're not from here, and you doing the whole Baltimore thing, and everybody's like, he's so fun, and I'm just like, it's not funny to me because you're not from here.
And now I'm not. Impressed. So when people send me his videos, I'm not interested. I'm not saying that he's not talented. He has a skill set.
He's very talented.
I'm just saying that shit. I personally don't find him funny because I just feel like it's too hard. Yeah, it's very hard for me to be that you it's so pushed. Dummy. Like it's so strained. I don't know. Like when you're really from here, you just and that now what you're saying makes perfect sense. When you're from here,
it's hard. Like it's
even the niggas that's from here who talk like that on a daily basis, it's still not that big of a strain though. It's not. You know who is cute?
Even the one that moved to Atlanta. Like he was like
cool. Again, fine and don't have to do too much. Even when he put the bonnet on it, he's still corny, but he fine. That's all I'm saying.
I just want you to actually be from where you are actually like doing your shit for.
You know who else is now?
That's my only
He's
point.
Not conventionally fine at all. But it is his charisma that allows me to be like, this is a handsome man. Miz, the one with the belly, he be throwing it like this. He's not like most people be like, I'm not fucking with that. Like the big belly and everything. But his charisma and his personality, like when you watch the other videos, he makes a lot of motivational content saying like, you feel me? Like just post a content, seeing that people do shit. Like that's why I'm like,
I always find those type
get him some ass.
Men.
Give him some ass.
I always find those type of men where it's just like, you're corny, but I may not be like physically attracted to you at first. Always be like, that would be my
the medium
homeboy.
ugly. I'm telling you, the medium ugly niggas, and then the medium ugly nigga turn homeboy. You would probably get some. I'm telling you,
probably throw you a little booty.
That's
like
all I'm
if it's one of those like not drunk nights, because we both need to be able to give consent.
Fuck that.
But if I'm a little like,
I will never be too drunk to not consent.
True.
So if I tell you I'm offering you some ass,
just know.
I mean, I ain't offering nobody no ass, but all I'm saying is like.
But no, there are certain people out here that I'm just like, I would be friends with you, and if
Aaron
the
Pierre,
opportunity ever came up, I'd be like,
Aaron Pierre got them big ass ears. I'm telling you, he could probably hear a mouse piss on cotton. But when I tell you, I would give Mufasa every lick of this Leo coochie, that motherfucker could have it. Okay.
I was about to.
He wouldn't even have to ask for it. Would you like some coochie, sir? Would you like some coochie? I would. Are you in the market for coochie today? I would
feel
become.
Like this is more so like Patreon. What I'm about to say.
Go ahead.
He is the type of man.
Because I feel like I know what you about to say.
What I'm about to say.
Just go.
No, I want you to say it so that I can be like, yeah.
He's the type of nigga where the border that it edges on, you're willing to teeter it back to. He's not being creepy.
No, that's not what I was about to say at all. But yes,
you feel me?
I get that.
Like if he walk up to you and he like, girl, I put a baby in you. Hold on, do you want to try right now? Like, do you want to? That's what I'm saying.
Me and my wild ass, I'd be like, you gonna be a single father, right?
You feel me?
Because I'm not taking.
Because when you fine, you could get that off. But if you are not fine and you walk up to me, girl, you don't put a baby in you, and then I'm gonna spray you in the eye.
No,
what were you about to say?
You know how like when people are having an orgasm and they close their eyes, like, cause it's like intense. He's the type of man where I would have to like keep my eyes open while
it's intensifying. It's like my God, this is the one helping me with this orgasm right now. God, you are good. Okay. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
Eyeballs would just have to pop out of their sockets.
I feel that,
bitch.
I feel that. Yeah, he one of them ones. I'm telling you. That's why I don't be understanding. Jonathan Major was one of them ones for a lot of women where it was just like he could get that shit off.
Like he can swoop my ass up because I'm big.
And then
if you look like you,
and then you fuck around, and then you weird.
Why you gotta be weird? But you have one exception.
I do. Listen, what I'm about to say. You know what? Fuck y'all.
A lot of women feel
the exception to the rule is Chris Brown. The exception to the rule is Chris Brown. Chris Brown cannot do anything that I would ever deem. And I say that surface level. Mm-hmm. Because if I find out Chris Brown on some R. Kelly shit, it's a wrap.
It's a dud. Mm-hmm.
But I also don't feel like Chris Brown would ever be that type of nigga. You can't put shit past nobody.
I feel like he be in the house for real.
You can't put shit past anybody. You see what I'm saying? But for me personally, I feel like Chris Brown is the exception. I feel like Chris Brown is the type of person where he's so multifaceted in just like his arts in general, where like he has a support system or a group of supporters.
He will always have
in everything, right? But I also don't feel like Chris Brown is the type to put somebody in a cage. We were talking about the whole Rihanna and Chris Brown thing the other day, and while I don't respect or I don't condone domestic violence, for Rihanna to also come out and say, right, at one point, I hit him first, like I had something to do with it. Again, that's why I feel like sometimes certain people are the exception to the rule. I can't really off the top of my head really think of any, but Chris Brown is like the first person that comes to mind with that, because like for instance, Michael Jackson had all these allegations against him, never proven. Michael Jackson
when they tried to do the thing with like the
kid
kids
shit
later on,
the Neverland
they
shit.
Came
they
out.
can't.
It was just like,
you
nah,
can't.
like that never actually.
Michael
happened.
Jackson was conventionally attractive even when he had vitiligo. Like women were flocking. Women was trying to give Mike some ass.
Throwing them pennies.
Women are trying to give Chris Brown some ass. Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, like those type of people are the exception to the rule. And I also don't feel like they would ever put themselves in a position to be putting people in cages, putting bitches in closets. Like, did he sock her in the top of the head? Yes. It was a fight. Again, I don't condone it. I don't condone anything domestic. But I'm saying that these situations...
If I put my hands on a man, I...
have to expect that I might get popped.
Been hit by.
I have.
I've never been hit by a man.
I have though. I was telling her the other day. I got into an argument with a nigga when I was like 19. The nigga hit me in my back with a folding chair. We literally beefing in I ain't always been this way, right? So I'm beefing with this nigga. Right. I'm beefing with this nigga in a trap house. All right. Like I'm not even supposed to be there. I'm beefing with a nigga in a trap house.
Tell me that part.
I'm beefing with this nigga in a trap house. Over.
You say yo was in the trap.
Oh, in his trap, specifically in his trap house. Beefing with a nigga in his trap house over somebody else, like over some groupie bitches, just over. Right, I'm young.
Shot your ass.
He
could have got rid of.
First
Nobody
of all,
goes in the trap house. If you come up missing, they not coming to that trap house.
I literally. All right, I'm gonna tell you the story real quick.
Jesus,
this gonna be the longest story short. I go down to the trap house because I was meeting him to get some money from him because he was like, "You giving me bread." He liked the fact as though I was in college. I was cute. You feel me? Oh, she got a good head on her shoulders. You feel me? I'm over by North Avenue. Had no business fucking with a nigga over there anyway. But I go past the trap house to go get the bread from him. But I had already had issues because he was a nigga that would kind of like circulate the campus. So I had literally witnessed another bitch get in his car like probably like 2-3 nights before then, because I lived on the 7th floor and my window looks directly out to the circle that's at Coppin. So I'm looking out the window and I'm like, oh no, like that's at the time you can call niggas bad, but that was Bay car. So I'm like, fuck is he doing up here, right? No call, no text, no nothing. And then I see a woman get in the car. To know me is to know that I know if I'm fucking with you, I know your license plate off the top of my head. So I know this Bay car. So when I see her get in the car and I see them pull off, I'm just like, oh, all right, like maybe you feel me? Maybe she copping from him. Maybe she getting some, you feel me, some weed from him or whatever the case may be. But it was gone too long. Because when I tell you I didn't leave the window, I didn't leave the window.
It'd be like
you feel me?
You gotta scope the scenery out for real.
So I stepped away. They were gone so long that I literally had to go preoccupy myself with something else. Meanwhile, I was still dealing with a nigga on campus. I had no business being mad anyway. But fast forward, right? I go down to the trap house. He texts me. He like, hey, come get the money to get your hair done. So I go get the money to go get my hair done. And I've always been a confrontational person, again, just based on anxiety. So when I get down there, I'm like, well, what was up with the other day? He like, fuck is you talking about? I'm like, I literally watched somebody get in your car and you drove out. He like, couldn't have been. All right, so you think I'm stupid? I'm like, nah, like, babe, I saw you. Like, I saw shorty get in your car. Yo, pulled off. Now, shorty, like, you tripping. Like, move on. Like, literally, he told me, like, move on. I should have known something was up. Mm-hmm. I'm like, nah, like, what you mean, move on? Like, no. I don't care if you fucking with somebody else, but
be honest about it.
We fucking, bro. Like, if you fucking her, I'm fucking her. If, like, in a sense, I don't want to be burning. I don't know what that bitch got. Like, everybody around campus get around. So, like, cool your jets. And I'm only dealing with you and one other nigga. So I'm really only going to have 2 people to go back to, but none the fucking less. He like, move on. I'm not moving on. So I throw the money back at him. Fuck you. Like literally, fuck you. And I go to leave. Apparently you can't throw money at people and say fuck you when they sell drugs. That's the wrong thing to do. But this is my first time in this situation.
But you're leaving.
Right. So as I go to leave, he like, you, something about me being disrespectful. Like, you disrespectful bitch, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, your mother. When I tell you,
talk about a drug dealer's mom.
I felt that shit hit my back so fucking fast. I felt like I had got a beating. One, where the fuck you get this folding chair from? That's first.
I ain't even see that.
Right. Second of all, why the fuck would you hit me with a folding chair? So for me to turn,
man, he could have really just yoked your ass.
You feel me?
I don't understand why.
So instead of me running out the door, I turn around. But we not getting busy. Like, we not physically fighting. I just like swung on him, like popped him one good time. Bow. He like like you could tell that this was about to get domestic. He said, "Bitch, get out. Get like you need to go. Like you need move on."
You the one that hit me with the fucking chair.
Now, when I tell you for a second, my daddy came out. I wasn't about to leave, but smart me came out. This nigga got a gun. Leave. Like, you need to leave.
You was in the trap house.
The crazy part about it is, do you know this nigga chased me back up the street? No car. I don't have no car. I don't got nothing. I'm on foot. I'm walking back up North Avenue. Bitch, blah, 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 whatever. Bitch,
you left.
blah, 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 blah. I'm like, leave me alone, yo. Leave me alone, yo. Leave me alone. Bitch, nah, you gonna throw money back in my motherfucking face, bitch. You supposed to love me, bitch. I'm like, yo, get out my face, yo. Get out my face. Arguing in the middle of the street. Go back to the house. End up fucking get my bread. I ain't always been the best. You feel me? We ain't work out too much after the fact, because, like, you not ready to keep fucking with these bitches and keep lying to me about it. Like, eventually I'm gonna stop being dumb.
I mean, I kind of have a story like that, but it wasn't a trap house, and I wasn't getting no money. I was just being stupid. I was never getting money. I was just being dumb and broke for real, because my mom was giving me money. I'm like, so what am I asking a nigga for when I got my parent?
My whole thing is, I would never ask for bread. My mama has always taught me to play the damsel in distress situation. So, like, I would just go around without my hair done. And he like, fuck is going on with your head? I ain't got the bread right now. Well, why the fuck you ain't ask for it? Because technically you not my nigga. Like, you my nigga, but you not my nigga. So like, I'm not ready to ask you for no bread.
And why do I have to come over here with my hair done if you not my nigga?
And he would say shit like, but if, like, let's make it clear. If you gonna be with me, you gotta keep your hair done. So if you need your hair done, you need to say something.
Was he older than you?
Not by that much.
I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying, like, he was probably like 20 something.
Yeah,
like
I was
lower 20s.
18 going on 19. He was 21 going on 22.
Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was dealing with niggas my age. That's the problem.
Okay. Even when I dealt with niggas, he ain't never give me no. Did he give me money? He never really give me no money. His mama made sure I was straight. Yeah, like, I will say this. I pride myself in the fact that in my dating experience, I had like cheating situations, or like a nigga being like low key disrespectful. Maybe a nigga playing in my face.
I had those.
But I never had like a domestic, outside a nigga hit me with a folded chair. I ain't never had nobody like punching me in the top of my head. You know, no shit like that. I've never, like I said, thank God I've never been sexually assaulted. I've never, like, never had, but.
In dating, yeah.
You know, but again, it take nothing to go from fine to corny for me. But the level that y'all be allowing these men to get away with this shit is concerning. It's very concerning. So, like, just don't lose sight of it. What are some signs that you can see, or that you saw, where you was just like, nah, I need to, like, he fine, or he's fine to me, but this can't fly?
When it's one-on-one and you're like, okay, great, like, cool, but then you get around people and you doing too much.
Yeah.
You doing way too much. And now I'm just like, what's going on here?
Yeah. When you are flirting with other people intentionally. So, like, I don't mind a baby girl to the waitress, or a beautiful, like, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the, man, get your little ass out of here. Like, the tone. Get your cute ass out of here. Like, go, girl, get the fuck.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
The fuck you calling cute? I'm the only cute one around this bitch. Hold the fuck on.
That's what I meant the last time. Like, shit like that.
No, okay.
That's what I'm saying is, don't be disrespectful.
Yeah, because, like,
that's what I mean by shit like that, where I'm just like, bitches, you
like,
cool?
girl, get your cute ass.
Because I don't even have a problem with her. I have a problem with you.
I'll burn this bitch
nigga,
down.
Is you fucking
Is you cool?
Because when we get in this car, it might be domestic now.
See, you better than me. What you mean getting in the car? I'm talking about it right then and there.
I like catching you when you alone. So can't nobody be like, oh my God, stop them. No. Now we in the car.
Baby, God
I've never had that type of situation. Let it be known.
Can't stop me from getting up.
But I've been told that I have shoulders that look like I beat niggas' asses. So don't try me, because
saved. I will punch a nigga in a heartbeat, and that's my fucking problem. I will sock a nigga real fucking quick. I've
thought about it. I've punched a wall before I punched somebody.
I asked my husband.
I was about to say, you can ask
my husband.
You can ask. I literally To the point my knuckles were bloody.
Ask my husband. And when I say ask my husband, don't like it ain't no like I bitched him shit.
No.
This was when he was kind of like, first of all, we were very fresh in our relationship. But I vividly remember like
They've
after I hit him
for like 12 years. So
after I socked this nigga, it was like I literally was like, he's gonna kill me. He's going, Christian, what the fuck did you just do? You're about to die. Like, I was just so angry. And I'm thankful that I have gone through therapy. I've gone through the things to work on that, because my first instinct when I was younger, you hurt my feelings, I hurt your face. But again, that was me being unemotionally intelligent in relationships. The relationship right before that, the nigga hit me with a phone chair, so I'm really not transitioning well. You see what I'm saying? So the interim between that was somebody I had been dealing with since I was like 12, 13 years old, and we wasn't healthy for each other at all. So I'm dealing with frack, and then I go find this decent fucking individual who we just not meshing well in the beginning because we still learning each other, and I'm putting my fucking hands on him. Like, we should not be married. Like, he should have been like, y'all, this bitch is crazy.
I feel like this makes sense.
Take this bitch on somewhere. Get this stupid crazy bitch out of here. But
no, it makes sense a lot.
Now he just be breaking me down like a fraction. Yeah, I do. Too much.
That nigga is crazy.
That nigga tries me. This nigga be hanging out the window listening to Glorilla. Like, he's a hood rat.
It's a great time.
He's a hood rat, and I love him so. From one hood rat to another, we really.
That's what I'm saying. It makes sense. Wait, what side of Baltimore he from?
East.
He from East, you from West.
See, opposites attract. We work. That's why we work so well together. Babe, I love you. If you say, babe, I love you. You my everything. My husband is never, and he's never been the
aggressor,
the corny to crazy. Like, we've had instances where he has been like, again, we was younger, get a little drunk, you feel me, and he just be, babe, like, you feel me, like, she got a fat ass, but he ain't never been like, oh, whip my dick out, bitch, you feel me, like, bro, because you gotta watch that. Some niggas get really drunk and they just start wilding. Like, I've been in situations. I remember I went to the club once. It was a nigga in the club. He was drunk, just so drunk. In the club. And nigga walking to me, he like,
we are not all fans.
This nigga in the club, he like, I'll wear your big ass out. And I knew that he was drunk, and that's how I know he didn't mean it, because drunk him meant it, but sober him, because when he first got in the club, he was so chill, right? He just, this is before sections existed. We in the paradox. That's how you know. And he just having his way. Right,
not the paradox.
And I see him
was like the same age.
You feel me? I saw him drinking the motherfucking Incredible Hulks. I'm like, this nigga is having his way.
Oh, you weren't. This was not a teen night.
No.
Okay, y'all was like 23.
That motherfucker got crunk
off the fucking Incredible Hulk. I bet
that motherfucker, the whole fucking Bruce Bank came out. I'll wear your big ass out. I said, baby, you drunk. You drunk.
Now
you drunk.
Drunk.
I mean, bitch, what I'll fuck the shit. I said,
now you getting drunk.
And his homeboy literally was like, bro, you gotta move, yo. You got, like, come on, you
chill the fuck out, please.
I hope you're doing well, because you were fucked up.
Figgity.
I mean, walking up to bitches, bitch, I'll rip your wig off, put it on my head. Like, he real. Again, it don't take much.
I would have been laughing.
It don't take, and that's,
I would have been on the side like.
So that's how you know that his intentions were, but that
doesn't.
It was, even if he was an ugly nigga, like, what, you still would have laughed at him, because
why are you like this?
Nothing,
that's what I'm laughing at.
Every woman in the club was literally laughing at his ass, like geeking off of him, because there was no, you could tell that his intentions weren't like, he wasn't drunk. He just drunk. There's a difference between, and again, the same thing with being corny and being creepy. He just being corny.
Putting his hands on
you feel
nobody.
me? He just and even if he is putting his hands on you, he walking up behind you and he grabbing you like this and he rocking you back and forth. Stupid, you feel me? Like stupid shit. Or you feel me? Like the shit that Cheese do. You know how Cheese get in her ear and he be like, hey, how you doing, little mama? That's just Cheese being Cheese. Yeah. Cheese would never do no shit like that. When Nolan be hugging us and he be rocking us back and forth, you know that you're not in harm's way, no matter how drunk they get. Though. But no matter how drunk they get, no matter how, they never are aggressive. They never the signs be there, y'all. Yeah. Like, the signs do be there. Like, please don't ignore the signs of a nigga, no matter if he's drunk, no matter if he's sober. We say all of what we're saying to say. Do not ignore the signs of a nigga when you think he doing too much, when your intuition is telling you like, oh, this nigga's serious. Separate yourself from that nigga. Don't give him multiple chances. trigger warning, because what I'm about to say is heavy. I was watching this episode of Fatal Attraction, I think it was, the other day. This lady was married to this man who she met in church. And he seemed like a good guy. Her father was even writing to the parole board. Mind you, this nigga was in jail before they even got together. He gets out of jail. He was in jail for some shit that happened with his ex-wife, right? When he had been going to the church before then, got into it with the ex-wife. He's in jail. The father's writing to the parole board to get him out, saying like, you feel me? This was a mistake, whatever, misunderstanding, whatever the case may be. These motherfuckers let him out on parole. He get with the other lady, the pastor's daughter, and she already had 2 kids. He get to acting a little weird, but she like, oh, it's because he been in prison. You feel me? Like, this is a form of conditioning. I'm gonna get him some help. He go to help for a little bit. You feel me? He's seeking God, blah, 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 whatever. Fast forward, because long story, super short, he ends up killing all 5 of them kids. And literally, he damn near killed her. Like, she lived to tell the story. But
you all 5 of her, because you killed my kids, bro.
All 5 of her children are dead. She has 4 children. I'm sorry, she had 4 children. The 2 children that they had together, the 2 daughters that they had together, he put them in a car in the garage and turned the car on, so they died from carbon monoxide poisoning. The 2 children that were outside of their marriage, he shot point blank in front of her and then slit her throat. This what you can't ignore the signs, y'all. You can't ignore them. All the signs were there. Her father came to visit her in the hospital and was like, I am so sorry.
As you should be, Pastor.
I'm so sorry. Because even then, he didn't trust his discernment. He was doing what he thought was the best, was best for her. Because she saw an interest in this man, and he like, you feel me, people change.
I'm not going to say like, because they do have like a bunch of like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok pages with like niggas in jail, and I'm like, these niggas is cute.
Some of them do be cute, but you can't ignore that shit.
Not this one. I'm not that. Like, you gotta be out here living your fucking life like me.
Yeah,
because the mindset of somebody that has been behind bars for like however long is totally different from somebody that's out here civilian, living their regular fucking life.
Yeah. A homegirl of mine, or an old homegirl of mine, her father figure in her life, he did a 16-year stint. When he came home, don't get me wrong, he was rigid. Like, he was really strict. But because her mom, her mom ended up marrying him. He's never been aggressive. But like, there's a difference when you're in prison for reform and for rehabilitation, and when you're in prison to just be in prison. Like, he was in prison and he got certifications. He got all kinds of things, right? It's a difference. You going to do them 16 years and you feel me? Like, oh, woe is me. Why does everybody hate me? You feel me? I'm a victim, blah, blah, whatever. Or are you going to make something of yourself in this 16-year time frame? Like, and nothing that went on with him had anything to do with it. It wasn't like a murder charge or shit like that. I think it was like drugs, right? But
16
again, right? Free my niggas in the jails. It don't be that deep. He was in there getting his shit together. He came home and did something with himself. It be niggas who be in jail and when they come home, offend again to get right back in there. Like,
they
again,
don't know how to live out in regular.
All the signs be there.
Time freezes for them.
All the signs be there. I'm
like,
just
they
saying.
They can watch TV, see little shit, but it's like, it's not the same.
They don't know how to work a phone. They don't know how to. Again, I'm not saying don't give people chances. All I'm saying is that at the first sign that something is not right, something's not right. Don't try to make it right. Don't try to excuse it. If the nigga will put his hands on you one time, he'll put his hands on you again.
Use your fucking womanly intuition. God did not give you that shit just for you to be ignoring it.
And if you don't know what that is, like if you don't know what that looks like, it's this little spidey. It's a spidey sense.
When you get that tingle, like something ain't right.
When your whole body get warm and your stomach start to hurt, like it feel like your heart then just dropped in your stomach.
Your stomach has to hurt, because if your body get warm, there might be something else.
You might have to pee.
You might be turned on.
You feel me?
But if your stomach is in knots, your chest start hurting, your head
breath
start
short,
hurting, you're like,
you dizzy.
Something feel weird.
Get the fuck out of there. Your ears start ringing. If this nigga talking to you, and every time he talking to you, your ears start ringing, stop talking to that nigga. Stop. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead, free yourself. Go over there. Go the fuck over there. Anything else, friend? I'm saying
when
like
it comes to this.
Yeah.
No.
All right, let's get into these topics. I know it's kind of heavy, but let's get into these topics, right?
What is the lore for the culture?
Yeah.
My bad. What is the lore behind Beyonce?
All right, so there's this discourse that's going on TikTok about how Beyonce apparently is like the face of capitalism or some shit like that, right? And the Beehive is in a tizzy, right? I don't know.
What now?
Okay, so Beyonce did the Netflix football
Yes.
thing, right? And this woman, her name's Hannah Hahn. Whatever.
Okay.
She is a mixed race woman who presents white. It is a huge discourse on TikTok right now because they like Miss White Bitch. I didn't say it. They said it, like literally, Miss White Bitch. Who are you to be having this conversation when you are white presenting, trying to have a conversation about one, like country, like the Southern experience of Black people, how
she's from Texas. I don't really
and
understand.
how apparently there's this conversation being had about, or not apparently, there is a conversation being had about how Beyonce is the face of capitalism and Beyonce is the face of like the like when you think about America and you think about like what America stands for, like what's her positioning as far as politics and stuff are concerned. And I don't care about any of that. Like I don't care about that conversation. I literally bought the idea up in my head of not what's so special about Beyonce, because I get it. I love Beyonce. I love Beyonce as an entertainer. I love her as like, you know, just anything that she does. I just don't get the obsession. I don't get the lore behind like the whole, like when Blue Ivy does anything, it's like, yeah, it's like Blue Ivy. And I'm just kind of like,
you can see that she doesn't really care to be around her parents. And I'm just like, she is a teenager,
you know. So
nobody fucks with their parents at that age,
or even the smaller children.
The son,
yeah, and they're like,
where they're just like, yeah, there's something wrong with it. Can y'all stop trying to diagnose people?
So that, I think that's my thing, right? Like I get it. I'm not saying that I don't get it. I'm not saying that I hate Beyonce. I don't want nobody sending death threats to my house. I don't want none of that. The same thing kind of like with the Barbs. And I'm asking this as an educational thing. Like, help me understand how it gets to the point where you become so consumed.
A cult following.
Yeah, how you become so consumed with these people as people. Like, they went from being just a celebrity, just being an entertainer, to becoming like a whole thing. And I just want to know, like,
life.
Yeah, like I just want to know, like, what is that? What is it? I know that I kind of have it, right? Like, because Chris Brown, again, has like this cult like following. I've been a huge supporter of Chris Brown for years, like literally since the motherfucker came out.
Not since the
You still, certain things you still not getting up out of me. You know, certain conversations I'm not having. Certain things that are being talked about, you just won't catch me in conversation with that. So like, I'm a huge fan of Nicki Minaj. I'm a huge fan of Beyonce. I'm a huge fan of these people with these cult like followings. Just please help me understand how do you get to that point where it becomes like an obsession? Because do you not have other things to do? Is my thing, right? Like, do you listen to other artists at that point? Do you do this with other artists? Like, I just want people to give Beyonce the opportunity to just be Beyonce for real. Like, and I know that I don't know Beyonce at all, but I'm pretty sure that her and Jay-Z have now taken on this role where they understand, like, not just myself, but my bloodline, right? Tina Knowles, right? Beyonce's dad, Jay-Z, like all of these people, they have this thing about, like, they just don't let off of them. Like, anything they do has to be talked about. That has to be so tiring. So I'm not saying, like, you feel me, like, give Beyonce her dick back or nothing. Like, I get it. I get why y'all fuck with her so much. I watched the halftime show. I get bucket like a mechanic. Like, she fucking it up.
Was getting it.
Nicki Minaj, she twerking that ass. She throwing that shit like she got. Please help me understand how
the cult following is very weird.
How does it become so? How it becomes so serious? Like, how we get here?
I feel like
how did we
the
get
white
here?
community have shit like that?
Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor fucking Swift,
and her booty ass,
Donald fucking Trump. Like, it happens. I'm not saying that it don't happen.
It's so weird because, like,
I just don't get it.
Those two people, I'm just like, I feel like it's totally different because you got two very mediocre people versus people that like
killing it in the game.
Talent.
That again, when I think about entertainers,
I don't know why they have a cult following. It doesn't make sense.
Because white people are mediocre. So like they're gonna have their following, right? Like you don't have to do much. Like Taylor Swift could fart, and they're like, "Yes, girl, you fart." You feel me?
They're gonna be like, "We're gonna start a farting trend.
We're gonna start farting in jars." Like it's gonna be a thing. But again, to your point, when I think about an entertainer, I don't think about Taylor Swift, and that's not because I don't address Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift got some bops. He are never ever. She got some bops. Don't get me wrong.
That was my shit.
You feel me? But she's not Beyonce. She's not Nicki Minaj. I'm sorry. Like even when people try to discredit Nicki, you feel me? People try to discredit Nicki. Nicki, we can't act like Nicki has not had a career. What she's doing now is so far left. You feel me? But like, we're not gonna not give the tens. Like we're not gonna not give homage, not give the flowers.
Oh, itty bitty piggy.
I just want to know, like,
was great.
What is the lore behind them? Like, help me understand. Am I missing something? Because
they paying y'all bills.
You feel me? Like, because if I'm missing something, put me on. Put me on it. Because when I think about like when I think about the Barbs, when I think about the Beehive, I think about a network of people. Are y'all talking to each other? Like, do you work amongst each other to say like, hey, like you a part of the hive, I'm a part of the hive, I see that you're doing this, like, you feel me, like let me get on a like does the lore create a foundation for you guys to build amongst each other, or is this just a common like a common love for an entertainer is really what I'm asking. Maybe lore is not the right, I feel like it's part of it, but like a
common love. It's very much so a cult following though.
It is so but I'm like, what are y'all doing with
ready
it?
To like murder
people have literally called in death threats to people have lost their jobs, and don't get me wrong,
doxing people if you just because they said, oh, I don't like her,
fuck them other niggas because I'm down for my nigga. I get it. If you riding hard, you riding hard. I would like to understand,
are not paying y'all bills, they're not kissing y'all kids on the forehead, they're not making sure your kids are good, they're not making sure your family is good, they're selling you very high price tickets to their concerts.
I just want to know
your money. They're not funding your life. I don't get it.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I want to know, like, how did y'all get to the point where y'all started to love these people so much that it became where it's like they eat, sleep, and breathe. I'm on it.
I mean, there are some celebrities that I'm just like, I'll look for more than others.
Yeah.
But it's never like oh my gosh, I'm going to follow this person to the end of the fucking world.
Like I said, when Chris Brown first came out, I really had to check myself for a second.
I did have his picture. I'm not going to lie. My dad had to check. He was just like, because of course I was in a structured religion. So he was like, you worshiping man? I was like, you're right. Hold up. Let me take this down real quick.
I had Chris Brown everywhere. I had Chris Brown on my ceiling. I had Chris Brown. I had every album. I went to every concert.
I did have every album.
One time he told me my tennis shoe was untied and I cried. Like real shit. Chris Brown had a meet and greet at a concert and I was walking up to the table and he was like, your shoe untied. I bust out crying. I recognize how crazy that sounds. So that's why I don't do it no more. If Chris Brown was telling me my shoe was untied now, I'm going to bend down. I'm going to tie my shoe with my ass facing him. Booty. You feel me? Just so he know. But again, like what?
You're right.
Does the love and the adoration that y'all have for these celebrities, does it do anything for you? And the only reason why I might feel like it doesn't do anything or why we might have this opinion is because we're not a part of it. So I really want to know, because when I think about the Beehive, it's some affluent motherfuckers in the Beehive. Like even motherfuckers who I follow who love Beyonce down, they got good motherfucking jobs. They a part of, like other networks of people. So are y'all using the fact that y'all, or not using, are you utilizing the fact that y'all admire this woman so much to be like, this is a more reason for me to get out and to meet people and to talk to people? Are you doing it that way? Or is it just an idolizing of a person? That's why I'm just like, I want to get it because I fuck with Beyonce. And if it's something that I'm missing where I can get in with the Barbs and the Beehive because of my love for these people, I listen to them all day long. I want to know. Yeah. I want to get in. Like I said, this year is about me networking and doing more. So help me understand. But if it's just the case of where it's just an idolizing of celebrities, baby, please find something else to do with your time.
Speaking of finding something else to do with your fucking time, if you are over 40 years old...
30.
if you are of any fucking age,
There we go. I like that.
Specifically, the people that could be our fucking parents,
The
and
ones that know better
and shit. Why the fuck are y'all doing pop the balloon? I swear to gosh, I saw an ad. I don't know why Instagram thought that I wanted to see it,
because that was a discount.
I don't know. The fact that it was like a filmmaking thing, like the page when you go to it, they're like they do like.
Now I'm gonna look.
Go to the page.
Rock out.
See what they say at the top. The fact that y'all are doing pop the balloons, going to cubicles. I guess that's like fast dating, like speed dating, but you don't have to record it.
Oh,
yeah, they're like entertainment.
Okay, well,
thing,
no, baby, this explains everything. That explains it all.
Please stop.
Corny is corny. What did we just say? Corny is corny. This
Y'all
corny
are,
as fuck.
But y'all are too fucking old.
And you don't have to be this way.
I get, like, if people are like my niece's age, like 19, 20, 21, 22, because y'all don't know no fucking better and y'all ain't got shit else to do with y'all lives but work and get on YouTube shows, by all means. But if you are mid-20s and up, have some more respect for yourself and stop having these niggas rate you. Like, you don't even, when you come in there for a pop the balloon, you don't even know what that person looks like until you come out there. What if that nigga ugly to you and he popped the balloon?
You see
now I'm trying to fight you because you ugly ass bitch. How dare you pop the balloon? You know what? It's fine because I didn't find you attractive either. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, you don't even know what you're walking into. And
I just think the whole thing is childish.
It's life childish. Has a whole bunch of like twists and turns and surprises, but not that.
Not a pop the balloon.
You putting yourself in a situation where you are allowing yourself to be embarrassed in front of a multitude of people.
You're not going to meet the love of your life.
You are not going to.
You're not going to meet the love of your life on pop the balloon. You're not going to meet the love of your life on the 20v1. You're not. You have a better chance.
The 20 versus 1.
I remember when dating shows had a like an interview, like, you know, type of feel to it, right? Where it felt more like a
bring
like
back
a speed
the MTV,
dating.
Bring back the MTV walking off the bus, and I see you, and I'm like,
see. But this is that version of that.
This is that. But we were younger.
So then it was funny then. Now it's embarrassing.
I know better now.
Now it's embarrassing. If you
want to date somebody, go out and talk to them.
I don't want to see anybody in a line doing anything regarding dating. I don't want to see you standing up in a line pleading your case for why you're a good catch.
I feel like that's an excuse.
Sit down and have a real conversation with another individual about things that matter, right? Do you want to be a parent at any point? Do you take your credit serious? What do you do for a living?
Don't come up here.
And
then you got somebody. Don't come up here. Don't
do
it
it
at all.
Don't do it.
But you got niggas talking about I just don't like your fashion sense. And this nigga got on everything from the fucking baby section.
That's why
shit looking tight as fuck.
That's why you can't take it serious.
And he looking at your feet because they not. Like, you didn't just get them done. They not like the glossiest.
Which is fine. If you're gonna be shallow, right? But that's the issue with these shows. All it is just a very shallow interaction with one another. You don't get the opportunity to get to know these people at all.
Couldn't bag half of these people that you popping the balloons on a regular basis. So why the fuck?
To be quite honest with you though, I feel like they could.
I
feel like they could. I feel like the reason why they're popping the balloon is because there's a camera in their face. I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like a lot of people put on a front when you're put in a position where you have the power even for a moment and you're not used to having that, you're gonna milk it for all it's worth. Again, being corny. So when you're corny and you're put in a place of position, right? There's now a camera in your face. You're gonna milk that. And now you're popcorn. You're the corniest of corn. You're doing too fucking much.
I don't like that shit.
And it's really the most embarrassing part is y'all are grown. So like when I saw, again, I'm gonna bring it up. When I saw E. Kane do it, when I saw Ruler do it, I'm like, y'all 23.
Cool. E. Kane is 23.
She like 24. You feel me? That makes sense.
Kind of older in the face.
She been through.
I'm not saying old. I'm saying older.
But
like,
that girl,
she looked like I thought she was our age.
Because that baby, she had to mature real fast. You said again. But when you Charleston White age, get your old ass off. I would prefer your ass to be on the dating sites before I see you on motherfucking YouTube. But again, right, you're on a dating site, so you have the opportunity to go sit down with this person, have a one-on-one interaction. Even though you're meeting on shallow pretenses, right? There's like almost like an application there. To stand up, you woke up that morning, you got dressed, brushed your teeth, maybe put a little bit on your stomach, and then you walk into a studio, and then you stood in line alongside several other men or women, or men and women, with a balloon in your hand, and then somebody comes out, and then the indication of whether or not this is going to go any further is in the fate of this small piece of latex in your hand. Please get the fuck out my face. Please get the fuck out my face. Be so fucking for real. Y'all are embarrassing. Put it down. Put it down. Put the balloons down. Party City is going out of business. I do not want to see y'all in there buying these balloons up for these shows. I want y'all to use the balloons for birthday parties, proposals, celebrations, when you hit milestones. Please.
Because I don't watch it. But when I was going to get a wax once, she had the
I would have left.
Lady had it on.
Can you turn this off?
No, she was cool.
Can you turn this shit off?
But it was like my first time like actually seeing it. Mm-hmm. And I was just, the amount of people that just pop it right on them walking out.
It's embarrassing.
And the amount of people that's just like, oh, well, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have popped my balloon. Fuck you.
Exactly. That's the purpose of a conversation, which is why we shouldn't be up here to begin with. We shouldn't.
Because I know everybody is not attractive to everybody.
Right.
Me being me, though, I feel like I give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. If I were on one of those shows, I'm not about to pop this shit just because you walked out, because your shoes not designer, because it's like shit.
But they not looking for people like you. They not looking for emotionally intelligent people. They're not looking for people. This shit is literally a show.
But it upsets me because they're older than us. Why are you not cognizant enough to understand that you deserve better than that?
The same
for
way
the
a lot
men
of women,
and the women.
The same way a lot of men and women don't understand that the people that they dating at this current moment are not good people to be dating. They just don't have it. They don't, like, these niggas don't.
And they be looking good.
They just don't have it. They slow.
They be looking good.
They slow. I'm telling you, intelligence is chasing them, but them motherfuckers is fast as fuck. It's missing them every time.
You did not get on that bus, baby.
No, they got on the bus. It was just a short one with seatbelts. They sure did. They sure the fuck did. You bet your ass. They on the bus, all right. It just ain't the bus you on. And that's exactly why when they let us out of school and they put all of us in the same, what that man say? Y'all put all of us in the same group. And
I constantly think about that. Why don't they have areas for y'all?
A one-on-one.
Because I was in the advanced class. If I could be in the area where all the other advanced motherfuckers are, I probably would feel dumb as fuck because I was just passing by. I was just like, I'm just here to
just passing by.
True. I was doing my fucking work. I got through school by my fucking self. Nobody fucking helped me.
Speaking of that, the whole Elliot Wilson thing, the whole podcasters are taking our journalism. Didn't you get it out the mind? Didn't you do that yourself? When you're... Let me say this, and I'm gonna leave it here, and we're gonna move on, right? Or feel free to follow up. Mm-hmm. When you know your position and whatever it is that you're doing, you are not intimidated by what anybody else is doing. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you feel like Cameron wants to be Stephen A. Smith, you too focused on what Cameron is doing. Cameron ain't even worried about you. First of all, Cameron is Cameron. Like, we can't forget that Cameron's not Cameron and Mace is not Mace. Like, these niggas is who they are. Without the podcast, them niggas still was them niggas. So, okay, while I don't, and I've said this before.
I was about to say,
I don't personally like celebrity podcasts, right?
But the celebrity different reasons.
Celebrity podcasts are in a lane all their own, which is what I'm growing to understand. I don't have the same aspirations as a celebrity as far as a podcast is concerned. My aspirations in podcasting are to drive the culture, are to drive creativity. This is a project that I'm doing with my best friend, building community. They like talking. They have a cult-like following. They have followers already. This is to maybe be another stream of income for them. Maybe, and this is easy. This is easy for them to get on and to develop a consistent and very strong support. Mr. Elliott, sir, if you don't have motion like that, just say that.
And what's for you will be for you. Why are you worried about it?
Just say that. You on the show with Rory and Mal. Why is you worried about?
That's a celebrity podcast.
Why you worried about what Cameron doing?
They are D-list celebrities.
If you too stayed in your motherfucking lane,
is only popular because his brother works with Jay-Z.
Really?
D-list celebrity, yes.
I feel like the only reason why they really got their traction was because of Joe Budden.
But again, that's the only reason why Mal got those opportunities, because he was in those rooms because of,
but you see,
what is it, nepotism.
But again, you see how they
D-list
still
celebrity.
When they separated from Joe, they still stayed in their lane though. D-list celebrity or not, they in their lane.
But what I'm saying is him bringing up celebrities and taking away things from journalism and stuff. You're on a podcast with celebrities.
Elliot Wilson is a hip hop journalist. I don't get it. I don't get why some of these conversations are being had.
Podcast? No. How about you go on that podcast with Cameron? I don't understand.
Unfortunately,
probably because you can't, and that's fine. That's you are not their audience, and that's fine. You probably wanted to go over there and work with them. It's okay. Take it how it is and move on. You already on the podcast. Like I'm confused.
With
take
traction.
It how you.
With
Take
traction.
It how you
it's not like
it.
it's a podcast with no traction. It's a podcast with traction.
Literally.
I don't again, but when you greedy, that happens.
You can't hate from outside the club when you can't.
Crazy part about it is you technically have your foot in. You're in the club. Y'all are all fam. You just being a hater
in their section.
You're just being a hater. Why does everybody want to be in a section anyway? Being in a section is so boring in the club.
Because that's the problem with a lot of people, and it's something that I also had to understand. You do not have to get in with everybody. You do not have to. You ain't gotta get in with me. Like you don't have to fit in with every section. Because sometimes you get over there this big old bubble. Podcasting is a huge bubble. Do you see me over there with the news podcast? Fuck no. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck. I don't watch the news. I don't give a fuck.
But even to be in the same room as those people, I don't have any reason to have any type of hate towards them. We all just out here trying to get a dollar, trying to build community, trying to bring awareness to things, just yapping sometimes. Like, I don't understand, and I get it because podcasting is getting ready to have a huge trajectory, right? I'm a nerd out for a second. It is. It's expected to really hit within the next 10 years or so. It's fairly new. Podcasting wasn't a thing until 2015. It didn't become a prominent thing until niggas was in the house in 2020. So when you think about it, we're 4 years into something. This doesn't have very strong tenure compared to people like Joe Rogan, people like Joe Budden, people that have been doing this for a while, Crime Junkie, all of these different things. That started it all. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. One of the first podcasts started on XM radio. So again, or NPR, all of these things are happening. Yeah. All of these things are happening. There's a space for all of us because we're curating the spaces right fucking now. There was no space. And now the niggas is coming in, and I mean literally niggas. We coming in trying to create a space, and you hating on other niggas. I'm so confused. We just got over here.
If you want to call me a hard ER, just say that.
We just got over here.
Call him a hard ER.
You a nigga too. That's what's throwing me off. You's a nigga hating on other niggas when we could all just be niggas together. I don't get it.
And that's why we can't all get along.
It's fine
because there's always something.
It's fine.
It's always something. It's not fine.
It's all right.
It's not okay.
To me, it is. Fuck y'all. At this point,
that shit is stupid as fuck. You got so many other things to complain about, and you complain about another black person trying to get that shit on.
But you know what I will say? All it did was push people to go watch.
Yeah, because they're like, why doesn't he like it?
Because I literally went and tuned right back in. I was like, why the fuck don't I be watching Cameron and Meeks? Like I said, I don't really care for celebrity podcasts because I'm just like, you're a celebrity. Go make music. Go do something with yourself. Don't you have something else better to do? The only person, now I will say the only pod that I really fuck with is Angel Reese podcast. She has I fuck with the pod. It's a really good pod, but it's kind of because it gives me the same feel. She's sitting there chopping it up with her homegirl. But yeah, I don't know what's up with y'all. Why do y'all go be a celebrity? Like, ain't that your job? Ain't your job to be entertaining with you bothering me? Go be great. Shit.
He's also a man. So
Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Sierra supporting. Speaking of support, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to segue it. Speaking of supporting others, Sierra supports Summer Walker.
Yeah, I saw this video the other day on TikTok, where this lady was talking about Summer Walker Radio, and then I went and listened to Summer Walker Radio, and she was saying, again, I don't know how many kids Summer Walker has. I truly don't.
She got a podcast? Is this a podcast?
No, it's not really. It technically is a podcast. Remember when Nicki Minaj had Queen Radio or whatever it was called? It's literally like that. It's on, I think it's on Spotify. I found it just online.
Okay.
She was talking about how, I believe it was her, I don't know if Summer Walker has twins or these children are just really close in age. The situation that she was going into when she separated from her child's father, and it was just so much going on, so much drama. Even the situation that happened with was it London on the Track, the producer?
The first one.
She said that Sierra has always had just like a kind word for her. She's always had advice. She prayed with her. That's where the whole Sierra's prayer thing came from. Like, Sierra just seems like a really good woman. Like, she gets so much flack.
How to deal with a fuck
and
nigga.
that's what they were saying. She knows what it's like to have to deal with somebody who
somebody is with for you, even though everybody else knows about how they are, to want to come into a situation and see them as a totally different individual,
to
and
humanize
to be
them,
let down by the fact that you are this
you're
nigga.
disappointed. You're disappointed.
You are this fuck nigga.
I appreciate the fact that somebody who has been through it
Traction
helped her and didn't demonize her for it. Like, she wasn't like, you feel me? Like, girl, you've been in this game long enough. You know better. She don't.
She hasn't.
She don't know better.
Young.
She doesn't know better. And I wish that there were more women, like just in life in general, that there were more women with the same care for other women, how Sierra is caring for Summer Walker. Cause like, damn, yo, like damn.
Bring the aunties back. Bring the decent aunties back.
The ones where it comes with some critique, but there's love in it. It's all love.
You will never not feel the love.
You know, she judging
in the critique.
You know she judging the shit out you.
But it's also because she's been through that shit, and she's probably also talking to herself, her younger self that dealt with that shit.
Yeah.
So she's not just critiquing you. She's just like, I've been there. Like, come on. Like, and even though like sometimes I don't like certain critiques, because it's just like, just because your situation is similar doesn't mean, but it's needed.
Yeah.
It's needed for somebody to be like, I've been in a similar situation as you, and these are the things that I've done.
And Sierra's also come out of that. She's now in a very healthy marriage with multiple children.
With a man.
With a lot of support. Who making a lot more money. You feel me?
He be taking care of them kids. He take care of kids that ain't his.
So I would love to see that more. And I would love to see, again, I'm not a celebrity, but I would love to see more celebrities talking to other celebrities. Like, I would love to hear more, because like, don't get me wrong, Sierra and Summer Walker, that's not too far off, right? I'm pretty sure they've frequented the same spaces at some point, like, music, whatever the case may be, just being Black, BET, whatever. But I'm saying, like, I want to see more people like Jennifer Lewis, how Jennifer Lewis and Brandy be together. I want to see these mashups, like it'd be crossovers. I want to see more crossovers, but in real fucking life. Like, I want to see two people together where you like, I don't know how to, for instance, crazy ass shit, but I could see it. Ayala Van Zandt and Sexy Red. Crossover. There's no reason for them to really be in the same room with each other. But like, if Sexy Red needed some kind of advice, I feel like Ayala Van Zandt could like give her some shit where she'd be like, nah, like, you feel me, auntie, I feel you. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, I want to see more of those crossovers, male crossovers. I want to see like Seth Rogen in fucking rooms with, I don't know, like Barack Obama. The crossovers. I want to see people being fed. I want to see community. Like, bro, you don't have to be from the same, again, Sierra has something similar in an experience with Summer Walker, but they not coming from the same walk of life. So the fact is, though, she has some type of knowledge and some type of advice and experience to give her, and it comes with love, that doesn't cut. That's so rare nowadays. I would love to see that more. Like, I want to, this year, you know how they were saying last year, like, nothing made sense, like Cat Williams being on Club Shay Shay, like that shit didn't make sense.
I wanted to keep going.
I want to see this. I want to see people, because the truth is starting to come out. Things are being exposed, and it happens because people who wouldn't usually talk to each other are talking to each other. So yes, no, I want to see more Summer Walker and Sierra, and I want to see more people talking about it. People were like, Summer Walker doesn't need Summer Walker radio. No, she does. Because that shit really did something to me. And now, like, she's really gained a listener. I was listening to Summer Walker's music, but I'm a really fuck with it.
When I saw that Erykah Badu was her
doula,
yeah, I was just like, that makes sense.
Even in the situation where Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, right, when they had their crossover with the verses, it's not to say that because they're both neo soul artists that they would have been in the same rooms with each other. But that made sense. And
I still got the video from me watching that. I was so hyped. I
see them talk to each other more. I see them commenting under people's posts. Like, I want to see it more. I want to see more community. I want to see more community amongst celebrities. I want to see more community amongst people. I want to see more community among podcasting. Like, this is something that Natasha and I both preach. If you have a podcast, we don't care if you got 1,000 followers, if you got 20 million followers, like if you got 20 million listens, if you got 2 listens, if you are on the same shit that we on about building community, fuck with us. Come fuck with us. Bring that ass here. We'll come to you. Like, bro.
We do like to travel.
Stop playing dope fiend games and get over here. Get over here.
Get in with me.
Period. All you got to do is get in with me. Oh, listen, we can eat hibachi together. Period.
Hibachi.
All right, friend. Because, seriously, just because it's cold don't mean you shouldn't worry about your hygiene. Come, friend.
Somebody that I followed.
You preaching.
Somebody that I follow actually said this on her story, but she was just like, all right, now it's cold. I shouldn't be smelling you.
Because why you stink?
Just because it's cold outside does not mean that your stench freezes.
It's on radiating because it's hot up in whatever you got on.
Stinking. You got a heavy ass coat on. You sweating underneath that bitch. I smell you. Part. Put the deodorant on. Don't put it on over your already funky ass body. Take a shower just because it's cold. I understand that some of y'all ain't got the best of heat in y'all house, so it be freezing when y'all get out the shower. Get a space heater. Run your ass to your room, dry off, and put that deodorant on before you.
You only gonna be cold for a little bit. Once you put your clothes on, get some layers going, you gonna be straight.
Or get the bathroom hot enough so you just put your clothes on in there.
Don't do that, because then you gonna stink for real. Because then you might forget the deodorant if you don't bring it in there with you. Now you sweating, and then
everybody don't think like me.
And some people's pores stink. Like, I need y'all to understand that y'all insides is funky too. Yeah. So like, again, the whole not drinking water thing. If you don't drink water, your piss is gonna stink. Like, that's just what that boils down to. If you eating a lot of fish, if you're eating a lot of onions, a lot of garlic, it tends to radiate through your pores.
Take some time away from that.
Even if you don't want to take time away from it, neutralizers, right? Salt is a neutralizer. Baking soda is a neutralizer. Believe it or not, a lot of the ions that is in this here water, it's a neutralizer, which is why you have to ingest it. So when you fucking stink, it's a personal choice at this point. I don't be understanding how y'all funky. I don't understand. If you give me a hug and you got on a puffer coat and I can smell your underarms, you stink. Wash the coat. That's another fucking thing. Don't just wash your ass. Wash your scarf. Wash your hat. Wash your coats. Wash your bonnet. Wash them leggings.
You already told them to wash the
bonnet. Them jeans. A lot of people feel like
goddamn leggings.
I remember I saw a video once
pants
years ago, and this was probably over a decade ago, because it was either on Maury or Dr. Phil. A lady never washed her jeans. She would just put them in the freezer.
Again, you trying to freeze the stench.
You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. Wash your ass. Wash your ass. Also, neutralize your insides.
If it's cold, you putting these cold ass jeans on your body?
No, she would take them out the freezer. She would let them thaw, and then she would put them back on. I know the crotch part of that smelled crazy. I know it smelled crazy. Cause this wasn't like she would wash them like a fiscal quarter or every once in a while. She would put the jeans in the freezer. That's nasty. That's nasty. And now now you got frozen funk. When the enzymes finally do get to moving again, when enough heat get to them bitches, the friction from you moving, it's going to be jumping in wherever the fuck you at. And it's going to be because of the pants you have on. You could have washed your ass. You could have neutralized your, so you could have done all that. You got these funky ass pants on. Please.
Don't want the funk.
Please.
We don't want the funk.
Just in general, I just don't understand, right? Like, I'm not excusing people's thinking. I'm never going to excuse, oh, you got to understand. I don't have to understand a motherfucking thing. I don't have to understand. We, like, literally.
I just feel like as plus size women, if we can care about our hygiene, smaller,
that's the main reason why I feel the way that I do about hygiene, because knowing that I'm bigger, I know that I'm more prone to stinking. I got more roles. I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where people I'm big and I'm funky. That's not okay.
Please wash y'all bodies.
If nothing else,
because it's the winter time.
If you haven't taken anything else from this episode,
wash that ass
and wash them clothes at your earliest convenience. Because it might not be today, right? You might not have access to a washing machine or dryer today, but sometime soon.
And do not let them clothes sit in that washing machine for over 30 minutes. Even
if they do sit in the washing machine and they start to smell a little ripe again, run that bitch again. Run that thing again,
Set
baby.
a timer so you can remember to put them in the dryer.
Run that thing again, because it's getting a little out of hand. It's getting, and you could try to give me every excuse in the book.
I don't give a fuck.
As somebody who showers multiple times in a day.
She does. She's not lying. She will take, I know she took... She probably took a shower before she went to the gym this morning.
I wanted to, but I didn't.
Okay. I know she took a shower after the gym. Mm-hmm. She's going to take a shower when she gets in the house after this. Mm-hmm. And she might take another one if we drink and she's...
And I feel funky. And I start sweating. I'm going to take a shower.
She's going to take another one.
I don't... Because there's no reason for you to stink. I just don't believe in that. I don't believe in being funky. I don't give a fuck if you down, if you out. I don't give a fuck. Wash that ass. Wash that ass. Even if you homeless, go get in the river. Go steal a bar of soap. Wash your ass. I don't get it. If you have access to this here, you have resource. Again, don't tell me it's a resource issue, because I'm going to tell you your priorities is fucked up. Any way for this to grace your ears or your eyes, you have access to resource. That means that you have access to soap, a wash rag, some form of running water. Again, go get that ass in a river if necessary, and soap, and wash that ass. And stop using Dove. Get you an antibacterial soap. Dove is a beauty bar. Get you some Dial or get you some Safeguard. That's it. And wash that ass. Wash your motherfucking ass. And if I come back next episode and you still fucking stink, it's going to be me and you. Because why do you stink?
That's the affirmation for this week. I will wash my ass. And
cleanliness is next to godliness. The cleaner my ass, the closer I am to God. Amen. Because why do y'all stink? Exactly. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And I love you. And make sure you take a motherfucking shower. Bye.
Cause y'all ain't finna stink at our fucking live.
Absolutely. Don't come to my motherfucking live show smell like 10 pounds bounce that ass. Cause I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you the key to my hotel room and tell you go wash your motherfucking ass. I'm not playing. Go to that room and wash your ass. Cause why you stink?